Alright, so let's get first aid transformed here. Like I said, I'll show you what you have to do to get that gun mode on him. First, we start by disconnecting the front of the ambulance, and then we'll go ahead and disconnect these panels here. And then once we have them all disconnected, you can kind of free up the legs down here. Now this is the part where you have them like this, that you can pretty much do this panel. And that's done by splitting them at the legs. And you can see once you have that, we can actually get in here and flip this around. It is super tight. And let me just show you here. If we take this out and we actually flip it the wrong way and put it back in, see how it doesn't actually sit in there properly? And that's because it is shaped a certain way to fit in this hole, so keep that in mind. And Blades, first aid here, he actually has a second one of these little clips down here, a black one, which I'm sure is for combiner mode, so make sure you don't lose that either. So let's get this guy finished transforming. So we'll take this panel and we'll free that up and bring it down here, and you can see we have the tab in the hole, so just plug that on in like so. Do that again on this side, bring it down, tab in the hole. This now makes our knee accessible, so we can actually flip his legs on out all nicely. Now we're going to open up this panel right here, and this is pretty interesting. So you open this up and you flip down his foot like so, and then we'll open up the heel spur like that. Now this panel does have a hinge on it, and you can either close it up completely flat if you want kind of more blocky G1 look, or if you do want a little bit of flair to it, you can take it, arch it a little, and then you can see there's a set of holes higher up and below it. Actually, I guess you maybe can't see. There you go, you can see it now. It's hard to see with the white because it's just hard to see, but you can see you can kind of keep them flush, or you can extend them out just for a little bit of a visual breakup. I do like the visual breakup, so that's how I leave it. So you put that, and we'll flip out his heel spur again. And in the process, we got these panels knocked out. And I gotta say, my biggest complaint about this set is the number of panels. But overall, I think it's not bad. I keep wanting to say Blades. First Aid is by far my favorite of this set so far. So, yeah. So you saw I just folded this on in, fold this on in, and then this all plugs into his calf down there to kind of close that on up. We'll do that again this side. Fold it in, close it on up, and there we go. We got his feet done. Now we can come here and we'll split apart his arms, and this is a little bit of a disappointment. There's nothing that pegs the shoulders in, which does become a problem in robot mode. Let's come back to the top of the car here. We're actually going to take this, fold this on around and down. You can see there's recesses built into here to accommodate the mirrors like that, and we're supposed to fold this in, and then you have these tabs here, well, slots there, and they're supposed to kind of line up with some of the molded detail on here. I find no matter what I do, it doesn't seem to hold very well, but you know, I give it the old college try and put it in. You can see this is where it would have said ambulance backwards behind his head if I didn't take it off, and I really didn't like that. So once we have that, we can extend his arms. These pieces probably flop down sometime during your point of transformation, so we'll just pull his arms out. If they didn't, like this one, fold it on in and then pull it on out. They will click. And there we go. First Aid is now in his robot mode. Alright, so let's get First Aid back to his vehicle mode and let's get on out of here. We're going to start by flipping this stuff on in. I don't know why we start that way. It's just the way I felt like starting. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do because I felt like it. So there we go. We got that. We're going to come around here. We'll flip his head all the way down like this. And let's work on his arms. His arms can be a little bit tricky sometimes because you have to make sure first off that everything is down. And then you want to make sure that you have the windows lined up. The instructions never end up being terribly clear about that. But that's what you want. And you'll flip this little panel up and his wrist on in. So we'll do that on the other side here. Flip it around, make sure our windows are lined up. Push it in, flip that in, flip that. And then what it should do is come together in the center here, and these little pieces should line up like so to make the roof of the ambulance. And these will always kind of go in on their own, and I'm sure it'll happen when we're transforming the rest of them, but just remember how they're supposed to look and you should be fine. So the next part here is going to be working on these feet. We're going to disconnect this piece here, fold it out, fold this down, fold it out all the way. Now we can take these and fold them on in, and you can see how it's kind of coming together with the part we've already done. So we'll do that again like this. And you got these holes right there that are going to accommodate these tabs. So we'll take these, let's put them together here first. And we'll get the legs together here, like so. And I gotta say, these are some big old holes to try to get that tab into. But once they get in, they are secure and hard to move. So there we go. You can see I collapsed the legs in the process of pushing them together, and it kind of lined everything up. We'll take care of these gaps by holding them together and tabbing in the sides of the ambulance here into those tab holes I showed you. Now we'll take this, flip the ambulance up, flip the side windows up. I couldn't think of the word. Tab them on in, try to get them as flush as you can with the front here, and basically it folds up, and you want to make sure that you have everything all kind of plugged in, and then put a little bit of pressure on the tops because they're where it tabs the most. This will probably come undone, so you can come back through from the side here and give it a little push so things actually line up. And there we go. Whoops. There we go. We've got first aid back in his ambulance mode. Stupid car crash thing. So yeah, there you go. Cool toy. Check them out. I'll see you next time.